Welcome you back on KBRB, AM 14, FM 106.3, KBRB.net. We're in Springview, Nebraska, USA for this Niobrara Valley Conference varsity doubleheader. The North Central Knights hosting the Ainsworth Bulldogs in a neighborhood rivalry matchup. The North Central girls get the 48-30 victory, and now it is the boys' turn as the 3-12 Bulldogs take on the 7-8 North Central Knights. The Knight boys have won 3 of their last 4 games, including a 59-36 victory on this Tuesday over Niobrara Verdigris. Also have wins in the last week or so over Cody Kilgore and West Holt. Their only loss in this last 4 games was to a 12-2 Twin Loop team. Well, the Ainsworth Bulldogs had a 3-game win streak, starting with Winside in the second day of the Summerland Holiday Tournament, then picked up home victories over Mullen and Burwell, but the Bulldogs have hit a rough stretch. They've lost 3 in a row to a 14-1 St. Mary's team, the defending champions in D2. Dropped a 20-point decision to Boyd County at McAndrew Gymnasium, and then on the road against O'Neill, losing 53-45 in their last game. It's been a week since the Bulldogs have been on the floor. This is probably, I believe, maybe even counting the moratorium, the longest break that Ainsworth has had between games for both the girls and boys. Well, we have a score update from Spencer. What a rally for Boyd County. In the second quarter, they trailed West Holt 7-4 at the end of 1. Spartans outscored the Huskies 16-5 in the second quarter, and Boyd County leads at 20-12 at the half over the West Holt Huskies. That game in Spencer tonight and on KBRB FM 92. So for the North Central Knights, they've been playing some good basketball, hitting a lot of outside shots. North Central starting to find their rhythm from the outside. The Knights have now knocked down 64 three-point baskets. In fact, that was through 12 games, so stats have not even been updated for the last 3 ball games for North Central, but Kean Fisher through the first 12 games had made 33s, so they've even improved that since then. I see their stats are only through 12 games. For the Bulldogs, they've knocked down 73 threes, but they shoot a lot. They shoot they've shot 310 threes through 15 games and made 73, shooting at 24% from three-point range. So both these teams like to put up shots from the outside. This game will come down to who can guard better at the three-point line and who can control the inside. That will be an interesting matchup tonight between these two pretty equally balanced teams size-wise, as the Bulldogs may have just a slight advantage size-wise inside, but will they be able to take advantage of that against North Central? And the Knights certainly have more proven shooters on the outside. So the Bulldogs at 3-12 on the season, North Central at 7-8. Knights trying to get to the 500 mark for the first time since they were 3-3 on the season. So North Central is battling back. They're within a game of 500, winning 3 of their last 4. And again, both games scheduled for tomorrow for North Central and Ainsworth have been postponed to Saturday. Take a break. We've got a lot of folks from North Central and Ainsworth sportscasters to hear from here tonight with 2 area teams squaring off. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about both teams, as we are still about 10.5 minutes away from our boys varsity matchup after an extended between game presentation of Parents' Night here at Kippahaw County.
and Ainsworth ready-made. Proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Thank all of our Bulldog and North Central sportscasters bringing you this matchup tonight with two area teams in the Niobrara Valley Conference. We'll have the Bulldogs on the air Saturday on the road against Sandhills Thedford. Tomorrow we will have Stewart on the road to Creighton. Those will be varsity-only games starting at 4 o'clock as they've moved the start time up tomorrow. Those will be on FM 92 and the web tomorrow. North Central will be at Anselmo Myrna on Saturday. Well, let's take a look at both of these teams. Again, through 12 games for North Central. The last stats update. They're led offensively by Kean Fisher, averaging 12 points and 6 rebounds per game. Blaine Frizzell at 9 points and 6.5 boards per game. Then it's Brent Lazat averaging 8 points per contest for this North Central team. Again, these stats would not have included the Niobrara Verdigris Twin Loop or West Holt games. For the Ainsworth Bulldogs, averaging 40 points per ball game. They're led by Whitten Painter, averaging about 11.5 points per game. Fellow senior Chris Fernandez at 10 per game. Sophomore Zane Evans averaging 9 per game. Jackson Rucker, a sophomore, averaging 7 per ball game for Ainsworth. Rucker leads the team at just shy of 8 rebounds per game. Then you get 5 rebounds a game for Jacob Ortner. And Chris Fernandez leads the team in assists and steals. He averages 3 assists and better than 2 steals per basketball game. Bulldogs averaging a little over 40 points on the offensive end. And for the North Central Knights, again with stats a little bit lagging, 3 games not included. The Knights through 12 games were averaging about 44 points per game. But again, that does not, for North Central, include their wins over West Holt and Niobrara when they both scored 59 points in both those games. The loss to Twin Loop where they put up 39. To look at some of your leading scores, we want to remind folks again there are 10 o'clock late starts tomorrow morning for all of our area schools, Ainsworth, Rock County, Kippahaw County, Stewart, and West Holt, all with 10 o'clock late starts tomorrow. Due to the expected cold temperatures, going to give things a chance to get light and warm. Well, won't warm up a whole lot, but allow the buses and things to be out after daylight. So 10 o'clock late starts for all of our area schools tomorrow. And the basketball game scheduled for tomorrow between Ainsworth and Sandhills Thedford and North Central and Anselmo Myrna have been postponed until Saturday. Stewart will play tomorrow. As of right now, they're scheduled to be at Creighton, and that'll be varsity only starting at 4 o'clock as they've moved the start times up a couple hours, and no boys JV tomorrow in Creighton. So we'll have that Creighton-Stewart matchup tomorrow afternoon on FM 92 and the web, and then Saturday it will be the Bulldogs at Sandhills Thedford on 92.7 on the web. Varsity start time for the girls at 2:45. We'll have Husker men's basketball on AM 14 and FM 106.3 on Saturday. Take a break. We'll come back, introduce you to the starting lineups between the Knights and the Bulldogs after this. Whatever field you work in, agricultural, industrial, municipal, Trust Automotive Advanced has you covered with parts, stand up to the most demanding job. Get up and go with Trust Automotive for Napa Store and Kansas.
Join those who have not only found the sweet campaign, but have halfway found it with new lifetime attractions. They're proud to offer stock generation at the local office and invest at the Rock County Hospital on Tuesday. For appointments,
welcome you back here on KBRB, AM 14, FM 106.3, KBRB.net to Kippahaw County High School in Springview as we get set for our boys varsity matchup between North Central and Ainsworth. Rivals here taking each other on and now in the same conference as this is the inaugural year for the Bulldogs in the Niobrara Valley, making 9 teams in the NVC. Brackets for the NVC tournament will come out in the middle of next week. Ainsworth, both girls and boys trying to stay out of that 8-9 bunny bracket game that will happen a week from Saturday in Stewart. Just 9 teams in the NVC, so that opening round on Saturday when they were at 12 teams used to have 4 matchups, both girls and boys from 2 different sites, but now with just 9 teams in the NVC after some departures to the new GNAC. It will be just 1 matchup in that opening round, 8 versus 9. As of right now, the girls' 8-9 matchup in the NVC would be Boyd County and Chambers-Wheeler Central, with Ainsworth likely looking at the number 7 seed. And on the boys' side, the opening round matchup likely will be Santee and Niobrara Verdigris, with Ainsworth the number 7 seed. Let's introduce you to the starting lineups for this boys matchup between the Knights and the Bulldogs. Lineups brought to you by Three River, your area telecommunications and technology leader. We will start with the visiting Ainsworth Bulldogs. They're 3-12 on the season. They're coached by Jake Nelson, assisted by Clint Painter and Mandy Evans. The Bulldogs will start number 1. 5'10 senior Chris Fernandez. Joining him in the backcourt will be number 3, Zane Evans, 5'10 and a sophomore, and number 22, Whitten Painter, 5'10 and a senior on the wing. The front court for Ainsworth, number 15, Jacob Ortner, 6'2 and a sophomore, and number 21, Jackson Rucker, 6'2 and a sophomore. We will likely see Bates and Raymond, maybe Graham Duster, Kyle Fernandez, Bear Ray, typically the 4 that come off the bench for the Bulldogs. If you need a reliable internet connection, look no further than Three River Communications. Three River's dependable fiber internet service keeps your streaming, gaming, and video meetings running smoothly and stress-free. Three River also has telephone service and plenty of great cable television options. Don't settle for the ordinary when you can enjoy the extraordinary. Visit 3river.net or give them a call, 866-569-2666. Three River supporting high school sports here on KBRB. Now we take a look at the starting lineup for the 7 and 8 North Central Knights, winners of 3 of their last 4 games. Knights are coached by Troy Graff, assisted by Matt Morrison. The Knights will start in the backcourt. Number 0, Kean Fisher, 5'11", and a junior. Joining him in the backcourt, number 1, Brent Lazat, 6'1", and a junior. And number 2, Colin Hagan, 6 foot and a junior. In the front court for the Knights, number 12, Trey Anthony, 6'2", and a senior. And number 14, Blaine Frizzell, 5'10", and a senior. We'll likely see sophomore Ryer Lazat, senior Carter Buell, maybe a little senior Wyatt Fisher. Those will be typically your first off the bench for the Knights. That's a look at your starting lineups for North Central.
Number 15, a 6'2" sophomore, Jacob Ortner. Number 21, a 6'2" sophomore, Jackson Rucker. And number 22, a 5'10" senior, Whitten Painter. The Bulldogs are headed up by Jake Nelson, assisted by Clint Painter and Mandy Evans. And now the starting lineup for your Knights from North Central. Number 0, a 5'11" junior, Kean Fisher. Number 1, a 6'1" junior, Brant Lazat. Number 2, a 6' junior, Colin Hagan. Number 12, a 6'2" senior, Trey Anthony. And number 14, a 5'10" junior, Blaine Frizzell. The Knights are headed up by Troy Graff and assisted by Matt Morrison.
Jennifer Shermeyer, Hillary Goodwin, and Crystal Daly. Better never stop with the Ainsworth League Clinic.
All right, we're ready to go with our boys varsity matchup. Bulldogs, the road team, in their road reds with the white numbers and letters and the black stripe. Knights in their home white uniforms with the blue numbers and letters and the blue and white stripe. To east in the first half, Bulldogs from left to right, east to west, as we call it here from Springview. It'll be Jacob Ortner, Trey Anthony jumping center. And the whistle sounds. We are underway. The tip into the hands of Blaine Frizzell and the Knights, and we are ready to go. As it will be, it looks like a zone defense for the Bulldogs to start. Skip pass, Kean Fisher, open right corner, and he buries a West Plains Bank three right off the get-go as they miss out on finding Fisher on the on the opposite side. High post, Rucker has his 15-foot shot swatted by Trey Anthony, who comes down with the rebound. And on the other side, Colin Hagan on a run out gets a transition lay-in. And a quick 5-0 start for North Central here at home against the Bulldogs. Zane Evans, left wing three, front rim no. Rebound down to Blaine Frizzell. Knights want to go quickly. Fisher one-on-one, gets it down to Lazat. Brandt can't get the shot to go. And the rebound pulled away by Jacob Ortner. Quick start for the Knights, up 5-0. Chris Fernandez loses the dribble, gets it out to Painter. He'll fire a three right side. That's too strong. Witten crashes into Trey Anthony on the rebound, and that'll be a foul on Painter. Boy, not a good start for the Bulldogs as Coach Jake Nelson looks at his team, puts both hands kind of pointed downward and says, calm down. 5-0 North Central here early on. Lazat on the deep left wing. On the short corner to Frizzell. Gets it high post to Anthony. 13-foot shot. Hangs on the rim. Won't go. Rebound down to Ortner. Bulldogs bring it the other way. Fernandez throws it off of Rucker, who was not ready for the ball. And Rucker turns it over. That's a first turnover on the Bulldogs. 5-0 start for North Central with the basketball. Minute and a half gone. Anthony on the wing to Lazat on the left side. Have Hagan in the high post. Trey top of the key. Drives in. Gets it off to Hagan. Kicks it out. Lazat for three. That's good. A West Plains Bank three for Brent Lazat on the assist from Colin Hagan, and it's an 8-0 lead for the Knights. Fernandez drives baseline, takes it inside, has it knocked away by Fisher, and stolen. Bulldogs with their second turnover. They're down 8-0. Anthony down the left lane, gets it high post to Hagan, bounces it down to Frizzell. Shot is up and in. And Coach Jake Nelson may need a timeout as it's a 10-0 start for North Central. And there comes the timeout from Coach Jake Nelson. We played a little more than 2 minutes, and the Knights race out to the first 10 points on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
A profitable livestock operation depends on the health quality of your herd. Kippaha Vet Service, Dr. Angie Painter, Springview, specializes in reproduction ultrasound of cattle and horses. For health care of large and small animals, contact Dr. Angie Painter of Kippaha Vet Service, Springview, 402-497-3572.
Energy deserved from people you can trust. At Brown County Tire, their sales and service teams go above and beyond to help you with your tire needs. For complete tire service and oil changes, call Brown County Tire in 402-387-0206.
Could not have asked for a better start if you're Coach Troy Graff and the North Central Knights. 2 threes, a 10-0 lead, forced 2 Bulldog turnovers, and it is all North Central setting the tone right away in this rivalry matchup. Off the timeout, Ainsworth basketball. Painter in the deep right corner. Gets it out top to Fernandez. He kicks it out to Rucker. 3 on the left wing, too strong. Weak side rebound, though, down to Painter. Witten inside, loses it, gets it back, can't get the shot to go, and Frizzell down with the board. 3 for Fisher the other way. That one just off the front iron, and the rebound out of bounds on the sideline. It will belong to the Bulldogs. Boy, another one open for Fisher. If the Bulldogs give him open looks, he will feast tonight here in Springview. Ball into Painter, gets it ahead to Fernandez. Chris drives inside, out to Evans. 3 on the left wing. That one off the side of the iron. Bulldogs ice cold to start the game as Hagan down with the board. Colin working down the left side of the lane, gets it to Lazat, guarded by Zane Evans. Brandt turns the corner. Now kicks it in the corner to Anthony. Trey dumps it down low, stolen by Ortner. Good play by Jacob. First turnover by the Knights. Ahead comes Fernandez. Chris waits for traffic to clear. Now bounces it into Evans. He gets it poked away. tries to chase it down in the corner, and it's off of Zane. Third turnover for Ainsworth. Out go Anthony and Hagan. Into the game, Ryer Lazat and Carter Buell for the North Central Knights. Ryer, a 5'9 sophomore, Buell, a 6'3 senior. 10-0 North Central. Out to the early lead. Brant Lazat on the deep left wing against the Bulldog zone. Short corner to Frizzell. He's guarded by Ortner. Out to Ryer Lazat for three. That one won't go. Rebound, though, into the hands of Blaine Frizzell. His third early rebound. And the foul will go against Ainsworth. It's on the floor. I believe it's on Rucker. That is Jackson's first. 2 fouls on the Bulldogs. Ainsworth scoreless to start the game here in the first 3.5 minutes. 10-0 Knights with a fresh 35-second clock. High post to Buell. Gets it on the wing to Ryer Lazat, up top to Brandt. Now to Buell. Ainsworth a 1-3-1 zone, it looks like now. There's a knock away by Zane Evans, and he gets a steal. Zane gets it off to Chris Fernandez into the corner. Painter, 3 from the left side. That one won't fall. Witten, after his miss, gets it, puts up the shot. That won't fall. Rucker underneath. He's short on the putback. Then Bulldogs can't buy a bucket, and Blaine Frizzell comes out of there with it. Down the lane, and Ryer Lazat is fouled. And the Knights have held the Bulldogs scoreless for the first 4+ minutes. And to the free throw line will go Ryer Lazat as the foul on Jacob Ortner. Ryer just off the bench, and he knocks in the free throw to extend the lead. (11-0) North Central here at home. Second free throw for Ryer. That one is good. 12-0 Knights. Here in the opening quarter, more than 4 minutes gone by. Evans baseline jumper. That's a tough shot, won't go. Brant Lazat down with the board. Bulldogs just completely out of sorts. Fisher pull up from the right elbow. It's good. His body's hit the deck. Kean with 5. 14-0 North Central. Into the corner to Ortner. Tries to bounce it down to Fernandez. He's trapped in double team. Gets it out to Evans, corner 3 for Zane. That one won't fall. Fisher with the board. The Bulldogs scoreless here through 5 minutes and down 14-0. Ryer passes on a 3. Open 3 for Brandt, left wing. That one won't go. Ortner down with his 4th rebound of the quarter. Bulldogs need to find a decent look. They're settling for a lot of threes and contested mid-range shots. Evans double teamed, and he's fouled. That one against Carter Buell. First whistle on the Knights. 14-0 North Central. As Hagan and Anthony return, out go Brant Lazat and Blaine Frizzell. Bulldogs a fresh 35-second clock with 2:48 to go. Catch and shoot 3, way off the mark for Painter. They chase down the rebound all the way into the backcourt. Witten comes out of there with it, his 3rd board. Fernandez on the attack. Turnaround jumper in the lane. Chris gets the Bulldogs on the board on a scramble play. Ainsworth does not get its first bucket until the 2.5-minute mark of the quarter. High post to Hagan, working against Rucker. Up and under, scores it. Nice up and under move, showed him the ball. Got the sophomore to jump, went right underneath him for the bucket. 16-2, Knights with the lead. Here's a drive by Evans, bowling over players, and a loose ball scooped up by Jacob Ortner, and he finishes. 16-4, Bulldogs have scored on back-to-back possessions. Skip pass to Anthony, down the baseline, shot is up, won't go. They battle for the board, Carter Buell with it, and he is hit and fouled. Buell out-battled Rucker for the rebound, and I think the foul will go on Rucker. That's the 4th foul of the quarter. No, they're going to call it on Painter. So the foul is the 2nd on Witten. So 2 early fouls here on Painter. Free throws for Carter Buell. First one is up and off the left side of the backboard. 16-4 North Central. Painter out as in comes sophomore Bear Ray. Frizzell returns for the Knights, replacing Anthony. 1:53 to go in the first. 16-4 North Central. Second one for Buell. That one won't go, and the board secured by Rucker. So the Knights with a 12-point lead. Bulldog basketball. Left corner, Ray. Up top to Rucker. Guarded in the zone by Ryer Lazat. Fernandez to Evans. Fakes the three into the corner to Ray. Rucker calling for it in the paint. Double team. Kicks it out to Fernandez. Chris, 15-footer. That one around and out. Ortner down with the board. He puts it up. Can't get the finish. And the rebound tipped around to Ryer. And he throws it ahead to Hagan for the finish. Ryer Lazat with the rebound and the assist. And the Bulldogs throw it away. Saved, though, by Zane Evans. But into the hands of Ryer Lazat, ahead to Hagan. He's fouled. Shot won't go, but he'll go to the line. And Zane took a tumble out of the building as he tried to save that ball and raced out the door over on the baseline. He came back grimacing. The foul on the Bulldogs, I believe, on Chris Fernandez. It's his first, and free throws for Colin Hagan. 6 points in the opening quarter for Hagan. Knights blitzing the Bulldogs here to start as Hagan knocks in the free throw. Fisher back in after a quick breather, replacing Ryer Lazat, 19-4. Second free throw for the lefty. That one is good for Hagan. He has an 8-point first quarter, 20-4. The Knights on top. Into the left corner to Ray. Now to Evans on the left wing. Knights go back to man-to-man. They've switched man-to-man to zone. Bulldogs recognize it. Call out the offense. Fernandez guarded by Fisher. Up top to Rucker, working against Brant Lazat. Here is Evans, picked up by Hagan, and a foul on Hagan. That'll be the first on Colin. Fresh 35-second clock for the Bulldogs as the clock was down near 10. 20-4. North Central dominating here at home in the first. Knights trying to get to 500, win their fourth game in the last 5. They wipe the sweat off the basketball. Ainsworth gets it in to Fernandez, back to Evans. Rucker on the baseline, double team. Looking for Ortner, he can't get the grab. And it's a turnover, Bulldogs, their fourth. Hagan, nice bounce pass down low to Frizzell off the glass. That shot won't fall. Buell on the offensive glass, out to Fisher for three. That's a back rim. And Buell after the board again, and he will get it off of Ainsworth. Carter Buell working hard on the glass. 20-4 with 23 seconds to play in the first. Fisher to inbound. Gets it on an outlet to Hagan. Knights can hold for the final shot if they choose, and that looks like what they will do. Fisher double team. Gets it out to Brandt with 14 seconds. High post to Frizzell, poked away by Rucker, saved by Blaine. Brandt inside, wraparound pass to Buell. He can't handle it, and it's Chris Fernandez with the steal. And he takes it inside, kicks it into the corner. Bear Ray, three at the buzzer. It's a West Plains Bank three. Bear Ray from Chris Fernandez. Bulldogs get their first assisted basket, and that salvages a little bit of the quarter, but the North Central Knights dominating play after 8 minutes on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Here in Springview, it's the Knights 20, Ainsworth 7.
For proven, dependable, efficient, and long-lasting diesel power units, visit the friendly folks of Northern Plains Supply, now of Ainsworth. They are your Isuzu dealer in the area. That's Northern Plains Supply Company, now located East Highway 20 in Ainsworth.
Lewis Nursery of Springview offers North Central Nebraska customers a wide variety of flowers and vegetables. Lewis Nursery, located along East Highway 183 in Springview. David appreciated your patronage this past season. When it's time to plant your garden in the spring, remember Lewis Nursery of Springview.
Quality care for quality cattle. They have the facilities and equipment to meet the ever-changing needs of the cattle feeding industry. Call Ryan Ortner to learn more at RK Cattle Company, phone 402-273-4424.
Big thanks to Ortner's RK Cattle, bringing you the broadcast. All of our Bulldog and North Central sportscasters. The Knights, a huge first quarter. They lead Ainsworth 20-7 as we head to the second 8 minutes. Bulldogs got a three from Bear Ray to get just a tiny bit of momentum back to end the quarter. Here's a drive by Zane Evans, stopped on the baseline, gets it to Painter. Painter kicks it back out. Evans for three. That one's short. Rebound, and Graham Deuster into the game. Can't save the board. Graham, a sophomore, in for the first time as Ortner sits. Knights have their starting five back out there. Hagan poked away by Rucker, saved by Collin, and there's a foul on Rucker. That will be the second on Jackson. So 2 on Rucker, 2 on Painter. Bulldogs getting into some early foul trouble on top of the early deficit. So Painter and Rucker will both have to be careful now with 2 fouls early in the second quarter. Anthony to Brant Lazat, high post to Hagan. Puts up the shot, won't go from 6. Rebound down to Deuster. Here comes Ainsworth down by 13. Left corner to Evans. Rucker on the wing, guarded by Anthony. Skip pass to Fernandez, out to Witten. Painter turns the corner in the lane. Turnaround jumper short. Offensive rebound, putback is good for Graham Deuster. Deuster on the offensive glass. Ainsworth a 5-0 run, but they're still down by 11. Short corner to Frizzell, guarded by Rucker. Bounces it in for Hagan. Hagan up and over Deuster. Can't get the shot to go, and Graham down with another board. Good minutes off the bench for Graham Deuster. 3 boards and a bucket here to start the second quarter. Fernandez on the left wing against the Knight zone. 3 for Painter. There's a West Plains Bank 3. Painter's first bucket. And Ainsworth back within 8. The Bulldogs are on an 8-0 run to cut the deficit in half. 20-12. Anthony high post to Hagan in the left corner. Open 3 for Lazat. Buried it. A 3 from West Plains Bank answered by Brent Lazat on the assist by Hagan. Zane Evans drives baseline all the way to the rack. Reverse layup won't go, but he'll go to the line for free throws, and the foul looks like it'll go on Colin Hagan. That will be his second personal. 23-12 Knights. The 3 from Brant Lazat, his second of the game, ends the 8-0 Bulldog run. 2 free throws coming here for Zane Evans, looking for his first points of the game. Zane's scoring average just continues to increase, but that free throw off the back rim. First free throw opportunities for Ainsworth after the Knights went 4 for 6 in the first half. 23-12. Evans lines up this second free throw. And it is up, and it's too strong, but the rebound chased down by Witten Painter. Witten has 4 rebounds. Here is Fernandez on the left wing. Drives in, kicks it to Painter. Witten has it poked away, gets it back to Fernandez. Underneath to Rucker, shot short, and he can't get the rebound as it's into the hands of Hagan. Just short arm that one. Lazat the other way. Brant from Hagan. And the Bulldogs down again by 13. Painter into the right corner to Evans. He fakes the 3, wants to drive on Fisher. The help comes, and a hold call. As Zane is fouled, it'll go on either Anthony or Fisher. It will be called on Kean, his first. Team's second. 5:43 to play in the half. Out go Anthony and Frizzell. Back in come Ryer Lazat and Carter Buell. Looks like the Knights going man-to-man on the inbound. Bulldogs get it into Chris Fernandez. On the right wing with a fresh 35. Chris, low pass, saved by Deuster. Painter turns a corner. Kicks it to Evans, back to Witten. Good defense by the Knights. Chris on the drive, loses the dribble, out to Painter. 18 on the shot clock. Witten will take a 3, looks short, is short. Deuster on the offensive glass, puts it up and scores. Graham Deuster off the bench. 4 points, 4 rebounds here in the second quarter, giving the Bulldogs great minutes with Ortner on the bench. Fisher dumps it down low to Buell, puts it up and scores. Carter Buell on the assist from Kean Fisher. The Knights are carving up the Bulldog zone. It is 27-14. Painter, guarded by Brant Lazat, gets it to Deuster. Now to Evans. Out top to Fernandez. Just so much more movement from the Knights. And there's a steal by Fisher on the knockaway by Hagan. 5th Ainsworth turnover. Fisher, left corner 3, Lazat. That one won't go. Rebound battled, and we've got a foul. It's going to go either on Buell or on Rucker. Who's it on? It is on Rucker, and that is Jackson's 3rd. So 3 fouls on Rucker with 4:38 to go in the half. Coach Jake Nelson asking for an explanation. They say it's a push. They were both in there battling on the glass. Fisher trying to get it in. Gets it into Lizotte. Now here's Ryer. Anthony has it poked away by Fernandez. Chases it down. Fresh 35-second clock. Poked away again by Chris. Stolen by Deuster. Fourth turnover by the Knights. Fernandez takes it down the lane. Shut off nicely by Ryer Lizotte, but then a foul. Pushing foul on the Knights. 27-14 North Central with the lead. That foul on Ryer Lizotte, his first. Back in comes Jacob Ortner as Rucker, and his 3 fouls exits. Painter gets it to Chris Fernandez, dumped down to Deuster, and he has reached in and fouled. 4th team foul now on the Knights. That'll be the second on Kean Fisher. So Fisher and Hagan both with 2. They'll call the foul on the floor. Ainsworth will be in the bonus. The rest of the foul was on Fisher. Now they're going to call it on who? They're getting the number. They're confused on the number. I'd already marked it down as the second on Kean. He was the only one there. Kean's just kind of looking away, not wanting to make eye contact. Are they going to get it right? Yeah, they finally do after on their 3rd try. They get it against Fisher. Kean just a little smile. He thought he might get away with one there. Nice catch on the inbound to Evans. Too strong on the baseline jumper. Rebound down to Fisher. Kean goes quickly. Boy, the Knights get out in transition quick. Here's a 3 top of the key. Trey Anthony buries a West Plains Bank 3 on the assist by Brant Lizotte. Anthony's first bucket. That's the 4th made 3 of the half for the Knights. They lead 30-14. Turnaround jumper on the baseline. Painter can't get it to go. Buell down with the board. Carter's 3rd rebound off the bench. Skip pass to Ryer Lizotte, out to Anthony. Drives. Nice dump down to Buell. Doesn't take the shot. Skip pass is picked off by Painter. That's one Buell's got to go up with. Fernandez to Deuster. Into the corner to Evans. Zane brings it out onto the wing. Bulldogs really having trouble. 3 top of the key, too strong for Painter. Rebound down to Ryer Lizotte, and then he'll be called for a travel. So it'll be Bulldog basketball. Ryer will get credit for a rebound, but then the Knights' 6th turnover. Painter out for Ainsworth. In comes Bates and Raymond for the first time. Another sophomore for the Bulldogs. Buell and Brant Lizotte out for the Knights, as back in come Frizzell and Hagan. 30-14 North Central in control here at home in this rivalry matchup. Knights trying to win their 4th in 5 games and get to 8-8 on the season. Back to the 500 mark. Fernandez looking to get it in. 5-second count is on. Throws it into traffic. It's knocked loose. Stolen by Fisher. Bulldogs turn it over. Ahead quickly to Ryer Lizotte. High post to Hagan. He drives. Shut off nicely by Ortner. Fisher catch and shoot 3. Around and out. Rebound to Deuster. And he is fouled. That's 5 boards for Graham Deuster in this quarter to go along with 4 points, and he'll get some extra minutes with Rucker on the bench with 3 fouls. The foul on the Knights will send the Bulldogs to the free throw line, so Deuster will go to the line as that's the 5th team foul on North Central. They have not posted the foul yet on who that was on. So Graham did something wrong, and they're going to take away the first free throw attempt. I don't know if he stepped over the line or what he might have done, but they handed him the ball, and so they wiped that attempt away. And here's his 2nd free throw, and he nearly banked it in. Ortner had a hand on the rebound, but couldn't control it. Bulldogs are 0 for 4 at the line. 30-14, North Central at home dominating this rivalry matchup. Here's Hagan from the high post all the way to the rack. Can't get the finish, and Deuster down with another board. That is 6 rebounds for Graham. Boyd County after 3, leading West Holt as a 3-point shot missed. Rebound to Ortner, and he gets it to go. Now the Bulldogs trying to establish some post presence on the offensive glass. Anthony the other way quickly. 30-16. There's a steal by Zane Evans and a timeout taken by Coach Jake Nelson as Zane was trapped in a bad spot in the corner, but he picks up the steal and the Bulldogs get the timeout. 30-16. A 14-point lead for the Knights with 2:33 to go in the half on our Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
SB Auto Center in Springview handles all automotive repairs from minor to major. This tire repair has an on-location tire truck and 24-hour wrecker service. Does custom exhaust, pipe bending, makes hydraulic and AC hoses. SB Auto Center, a block west and a half south of the flashing lights in Springview.
Welcome you back on KBRB. As the North Central Knights have jumped out to the first 10 and led it 16-4 and 20-4 before the Bulldogs got a 3 to end the quarter. Ainsworth trying to hang with the Knights in this second quarter, but North Central has played well on both ends of the floor. They lead it 30-16. Fernandez to Evans into the corner to Bates and Raymond, poked away and stolen by Colin Hagan. Hagan just pilfered it away from Bates and Raymond. Takes it into the corner, dumps it down low to Frizzell. Kicks it outside, 3 for Fisher. Buries it on the right wing. It's a West Plains Bank 3 for Kean Fisher on the assist from Blaine Frizzell. 33-16. North Central up 17 here at home. Ortner drives baseline, tries to kick it outside. Saved by Evans. Out to Fernandez. Pulls up from the left elbow, can't get it to go. And they battle Deuster and Raymond, both trying to get the rebound. It caroms into a Knights' hands and ahead to Trey Anthony for the finish. The Knights just beating the Bulldogs back down the floor. Fernandez out to Ortner. Bulldogs out of sorts here offensively. Ortner tries to step through a double team all the way to the rack. Can't get the finish at the rim. Rebound to Kean Fisher. He goes quickly ahead. Deep 3, Kean buries another West Plains Bank 3. Fisher's third of the half. Knights dominating 38-16. They are on an 8-0 run. Fernandez up top. Gets it to Evans. 18-footer for Zane is good. First bucket for Evans on the third assist for Chris Fernandez. Ahead quickly, though, to Frizzell from Fisher, and the Bulldogs not getting back defensively. He's Coach Jake Nelson yelling out, "Get back!" The Bulldogs getting beaten down the floor, and then Deuster throws it to nobody. Out of bounds in the corner. 8th turnover by the Bulldogs. The half cannot get here quick enough for Coach Jake Nelson's squad. Down 40-18 as the Knights have put up 20 in each quarter. Inside it goes. Hagan, nice bounce down to Frizzell. Shot up and good. Blaine with 6 on the fourth assist for Colin Hagan. 42-18 Knights. Dominating Ainsworth. 3 for Jacob Ortner. A rare three-point attempt. Long rebound to Frizzell. And nobody back at all for Ainsworth as Lazat will go in and lay it home. And then there's a near steal by Hagan. And they're going to give the ball back to the Knights. Ainsworth is just getting thoroughly outplayed. Brant Lazat now in double figures with 10. Fisher with 11. Hagan with 8. 6 for Frizzell, 5 for Anthony. And off the Ainsworth turnover inside, Lazat scores! 46-18. North Central. 3 for Painter, front rim to beat the buzzer. And the Knights hang 26 on the Bulldogs in the second quarter. And they lead it 46-18 as we head to the Tri-County Bank halftime show.
They service and repair existing systems too. Phone 4-2-6-4-3558. Revenue, knowing that your tax intervention services at no cost. Eligible families in Brown, Rock, and Perry County. Contact visit to learn more.
Your first choice for exceptional care is Rangeland Rehab, locations in Ainsworth and Varsity. Physical therapist Brian Doe, along with professional staff, are trained in many techniques to help improve mobility and decrease pain. For appointments, call Rangeland Rehab at 387-1600.
And we welcome you back here on KBRB, AM 14, FM 106.3, and the web, kbrb.net, as well as on the Kippahaw County Public Schools video stream of this matchup. It is all North Central, 46-18, dominating the Ainsworth Bulldogs here in Springview tonight. Knights led 20-7 after one and outscored Ainsworth 26-11 in the second quarter. Bulldogs were within 14. And the Knights finish that quarter on a 14-0 run to double their lead to 28 points here at the half. Looks like we have a final score from Spencer, where the Boyd County boys, after trailing by one quarter, they come back to beat West Holt 51-32. The final in that one, West Holt won the girls' game. Well, as we start our Tri-County Bank halftime show, we're joined up here at the top shelf at Kippahaw County Public Schools by Coach of the Knights, John Klosterman. Congratulations on the win. Girls playing some good basketball.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. The defensive effort tonight was awesome. Those girls really came out and had a little extra fire tonight for sure.
You know, we've caught a lot of Ainsworth games, and Grayson Painter has scored a ton of points despite some double teams, some box and ones, but talk about the job Reese Taylor especially did on the Bulldogs' leading scorer tonight, because that just really stood out, her defensive effort.
Yeah, we knew Grayson was going to get her points. We just wanted to make her work for everything she got, and Reese did a tremendous job tonight. She didn't want to let the assignment go to anybody else, that's for sure. And she really stepped up. She really played hard, and we just wanted to get the ball out of her hands. So a little double teams every now and then, and just trying to make her work for everything she got tonight.
We had to feel like you had a matchup advantage in the post, and boy, did you really see that both inside and outside with Maya Lewis. Just a fantastic game tonight.
Yeah, I thought this was the most controlled Maya has played for a while for us. This might be the least amount of time she's ended up on the floor during a basketball game, so that might be a new record for her. But, she's just such a good player. She's aggressive, and that's what makes her great. It's also, a hindrance to her sometimes. But tonight I thought she played really under control and got a few outside shots to fall, which hasn't happened for a while.
And I thought offensively you were very patient, waiting to get the ball into the post, some ball reversals. Carlene Kepler, I thought, did a nice job setting up on the opposite side in the post, and then was ready and in position when you got a ball reversal over to where you could enter it to her.
Absolutely, yeah. We know Carlene's a matchup nightmare for really anybody we play, and she's such an athlete for as big as she is down low, and the girls really do a good job of looking for her, and when she's inside like that, it really spaces the floor for the rest of the players on the outside. So, no, they did a really good job executing tonight.
Well, you, instead of playing your third game in 4 nights tomorrow, get a day off, so I'm sure you'll probably take that little quick post moment to give the girls a little breather instead of a third game in 4 days, and get to go on the road and play a pretty athletic Anselmo Myrna team Saturday.
Yeah, we're definitely excited. It'll be nice to have the day off tomorrow. I know my daughter's super excited. It's her 8th birthday tomorrow, so
perfect. Couldn't have worked out better.
Exactly. So I'll get a little home time with my little girl, and the girls they're excited for another game. I just want to keep playing games. Practices they get tired of me yelling at them, I'm sure. So playing extra games is fine with me.
Well, you and I are in the same boat, John, because I've got one turning 2 tomorrow, so I will get to be home for a birthday,
awesome.
As well as Ainsworth and Sandhills Thedford postponed today. So we'll both get to celebrate some birthdays tomorrow. So appreciate you stopping up, and we'll look forward to seeing you again down the road.
Sounds good. Thanks, Greg.
That's Coach John Klosterman joining us here on our Tri-County Bank halftime show, all North Central 46-18. The halftime show brought to you by the Tri-County Bank. Running an ag business is hard work, and at the Tri-County Bank, they're here to lend a hand. With local financing customized to your needs, your operation can continue to thrive. Work with a team of ag lenders who have deep roots in their communities. Because of the Tri-County Bank, they're not just your lenders, they're your neighbors. So stop by one of their branches in Stewart, Atkinson, Ambassador O'Neill. Visit TriCountyBank.com. The Tri-County Bank is member FDIC. 46-18, our boys score here at the half. Before we get to the first half stats, we are joined up here on the top shelf by Coach of the Bulldogs, Sandy Nelson. And Sandy, the Knights played a pretty good ball game against you. I thought defensively they kept you in it for a while, and I really like the way your team battled on the glass in this one against a really, much larger North Central team inside.
We practiced in rebounding, and we usually have pretty decent position. We just need to get more physical and push them back and learn when the three-point shot goes up, if it's a miss, we're just going to go further. So we just need to work on making sure we're physical all the time on those rebounds.
Well, that's probably as well as anybody has played defensively against Grayson all year with Reese Taylor. But, with Grayson kind of bottled up a little bit with the great defense, I thought Willa and Jaylee both stepped up, both offensively and rebounding-wise.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of improvement and confidence. We just need other people to want to step up and score, too, and just not trust Grayson to do it. And I think Jaylee and Willa are doing a good job of getting shots in and taking shots when they need to, and they could do more, but they're getting that confidence, and it's improving every game.
Well, and you saw they were a little bit more aggressive as they both got to the free throw line quite a bit.
Yeah, and their percentage was pretty decent, so I'm pretty happy with that. We work a lot on free throws too in games, because hopefully when we're smaller and we can drive in and shoot some more free throws.
Well, you get a day off tomorrow instead of back-to-back nights, but you'll play another fairly athletic team on Saturday in Thedford against the Knights of Sandhills Thedford.
Yeah, another team where we're going to be outsized. We just need to go in and make sure that we're physical and rebounding and working hard there.
Well, appreciate the time, Sandy. We're kind of stretched with our halftime show with both area coaches, so we'll catch up with you again on Saturday.
Perfect, thank you.
That's Coach Sandy Nelson joining us here on KBRB after our girls matchup earlier that saw the North Central Knights pick up the win to go to 9-7 on the season. And we're here at our boys' halftime show in a game that's been dominated by the North Central Knights in that first half. 46-18 is our score here at the break. Let's run through our first half statistics. 7 turnovers for the Knights, Bulldogs with 10. North Central 4 for 6 at the free throw line. Ainsworth 0 for 4. Rebounding wise for the Knights, they have looks like 17 in the first half on the rebounding side. Ainsworth with 18. But the domination for the Knights offensively, they have Brent Lazat already with 12 points, including 2 threes. Kean Fisher with 11 on 3 made threes. Colin Hagan with 8, 2 for 2 at the line. 6 for Blaine Frizzell, 5 for Trey Anthony, including a 3. A bucket off the bench for Carter Buell, and 2 free throws off the bench for Ryer Lazat. 7 in the scoring column for the Knights. Blaine Frizzell with 4 rebounds, 3 apiece for Carter Buell, Colin Hagan, and Kean Fisher. 2 rebounds for Ryer Lazat, 1 each for Brant Lazat and Trey Anthony. Knights shared the ball extraordinarily well, getting out in transition, getting some long passes ahead for layups. 4 assists for Colin Hagan, 3 for Kean Fisher, 2 assists for Brant Lazat, 2 assists for Blaine Frizzell, 1 each for Ryer Lazat and Trey Anthony, and had Anthony with a block. Foul situation for the Knights, 2 on Kean Fisher, 2 on Colin Hagan. Ainsworth, they got 6 players in the scoring column, but nobody with more than 4. Jacob Ortner with 4, and Graham Deuster off the bench with 4. A 3 for Witten Painter, a 3 off the bench for Bear Ray, a bucket for Chris Fernandez, and a bucket for Zane Evans. 6 rebounds for Graham Deuster, 6 rebounds for Jacob Ortner, 4 for Witten Painter, 2 for Jackson Rucker. Had Chris Fernandez with all 3 assisted baskets for Ainsworth. He had 3 assists in that first half. Foul situation for the Bulldogs, 3 on Jackson Rucker, 2 on Witten Painter. Quickly, our keys to the second half brought to you by Ainsworth Motors, where you can check out their great inventory lineup at your Best in the West Ford store. Brand new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Financing and incentive options always available to qualified buyers at Ainsworth Motors. See why the difference is the dealer. Ainsworth, they have got to get back on defense. They have given up a ton of runouts to the Knights, and North Central just out hustling Ainsworth. Bulldogs have to get back defensively. They've got to try to get inside and see if they can get points in the paint and force some fouls on this North Central team. And for the Knights, just keep it up. Keep the high tempo. Keep being aggressive, getting the ball inside, kicking it out for open threes. They go to the zone to start the second quarter. North Central, or to start the second half, North Central basketball. Anthony has it poked away. Rucker on the ground after it, gets the steal. So Ainsworth gets a stop to start the second half. Bulldogs down by 28. Rucker on the floor with the 3 fouls. As he'll drive in, flip it out toward Painter. He can't catch it as a poor pass, but it's saved by Ortner. Fernandez has it poked away, gets it to Rucker. Jackson skip pass to Ortner. Good defense by the Knights, aggressive hands. Witten, double team, spins, looking for help. Poked away by Fisher, and stolen. Kean takes it the other way, lays it home. Fisher goes coast to coast off the steal, and the Knights lead it by 30, 48-18. Rucker up top to Fernandez, now to Evans. Bulldogs, nobody in the paint against the North Central man-to-man, as the Bulldogs not moving the ball at all. Fernandez tries to drive, gets double teamed, gets it off to Ortner. Jacob ball fake, puts up the shot and scores. Ortner with 6 off the 4th assist for Chris Fernandez. 48-20, Knights back quickly the other way. Anthony gets it to Hagan, top high post. Hagan into the corner, open 3, Lazat buries a West Plains Bank 3. The zone defense not working at all for Ainsworth. North Central is tearing it up on the assist from Anthony. 51-20, Knights dominating this one. Rucker into the corner to Evans, looking for Painter on the post up on Fisher. Shot in the lane is short, good defense by Kean, and the rebound down to Hagan. Throws it ahead for Lazat, he takes it inside. Bounce pass across the lane, stolen by Evans, but a foot on the baseline. It'll stay with the Knights. Deuster will come in, he will replace Ortner. Graham had a good first half off the bench with 4 points, 6 rebounds, all of that in the second quarter. Fisher to inbound for the Knights, up by 31. Into the corner to Anthony. Back to Kean. Skip pass to Trey. Around to Lazat. Bulldogs have stayed in the zone the entire game. High post to Hagan, looking at bounce it down to Frizzell, and it's knocked out of bounds by Painter. The Knights will bring in Ryer Lazat and Carter Buell. Out will go Hagan and Anthony. Fisher to inbound with 21 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it on an outlet to Buell. Around to Brent Lazat, now to Ryer. Skip pass to Brandt, 14 on the shot clock, and a foul on Deuster up high. So the shot clock will reset. Knights lead it 51-20. They have now made 7 threes in the game. The foul was the first on Deuster. High post to Frizzell, kicks it out, open 3 again, Lazat, that one front rim. Rebound down to Chris Fernandez, but it was a wide open look. Painter gets it to Evans, drives baseline, gets shut off, back to Witten, catch and shoot 3. Here's a West Plains Bank 3, the second of the game for Witten Painter on the assist for Zane Evans. 51-23, Brant Lazat out to Fisher, fakes the 3 as 2 players collide for the Bulldogs. Fisher hits the triple. Zane Evans and Witten Painter were both trying to jump out on Key, and they ran into each other. They both fell down. Fisher just took a step to his left and buried a West Plains Bank 3, his 4th of the game. Kean has 16. Out will go Evans as he took the brunt of that contact from teammate Witten Painter. Bear Ray in. We will see for North Central, Wyatt Fisher, senior, in for the first time. He'll give Frizzell a break. 54-23. The Knights lead it by 31. Fernandez kicks it into the corner. Open 3 for Ray off the iron. Rebound tipped out, and it will go out of bounds. Last touch by the Knights. It will stay with Ainsworth. The Bulldogs have just had nothing go right in this game. They've been completely outplayed here tonight by the Knights. Timeout taken by Coach Troy Graff. We'll take one as well with 4:57 to go in the third. 54-23. North Central on top on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
Stop in and see Mike Schrod, your State Farm insurance agent on Main Street in Ainsworth for all of your home, auto, and life insurance needs. That's State Farm Insurance on Main Street in Ainsworth. Good service at a good price. See Mike Schrod, your State Farm insurance agent in Ainsworth.
Welcome you back on KBRB, AM 14, FM 106.3, KBRB.net to Springview. North Central won the girls' game 48-30, dominating here in the boys' game 54-23. West Holt gets a girls' win over Boyd County tonight in Spencer. Cody Gucci had the call, 44-16. The Spartans won the boys' game, 51-32 over the Huskies. Bulldog basketball, they try to throw it into Zane Evans. He's reached in and fouled. That will go against Ryer Lazat. With 4:49 to play in the third. North Central ran out to the first 11 points. Led 20-7 after one. And outscored Ainsworth 26-11 in the second. Scored the final 14 points. Here's a three for Painter. Looks short, is short. Offensive rebound, Fernandez. Putback is short. Rebound down to Carter Buell. They throw it ahead to Ryer Lazat. Skips it out to Fisher. Open three. Buries another one. Kean Fisher on fire with an assist from Ryer Lazat. That is 8 points in the third for Kean. Give him 19 in the game. And we're close to a running clock, which not sure anybody would have expected in this one. Here is Deuster, skip pass to Ray, 57-23, a 34-point lead. Ray fires a three, contested that won't go. Zane Evans scrambles for a loose ball rebound. His bodies hit the deck. Painter back to Zane. His shot too strong on the baseline, and Buell down with the board. 57-23 Knights. And a baseball pass for Fisher is wide of Brant Lazat. Turnover number 9 for North Central. Back in come Hagan, Frizzell, and Anthony. Everybody out with the exception of Fisher and Fisher. And for Ainsworth, back in comes Ortner and Rucker. Out will go Deuster and Painter. 57-23 North Central with 3:45 to play in the third. Ortner off a curl, pitches it back out to Zane. Evans out to Ray, fakes the three, gets past Wyatt Fisher, now to Evans. Zane trapped on the baseline, out to Fernandez. 15 on the shot clock. Defense has been excellent for North Central. Ortner up and under move, puts up the shot, can't get it to go, tips the rebound, but into the hands of Blaine Frizzell. Here come the Knights the other way. Trey Anthony kicks it out. Wyatt Fisher open for three, left wing, and it's a West Plains Bank three for Wyatt Fisher on the assist from Trey Anthony. Everything going for the Knights in this one. They lead it by 37. 60-23, base or pull up on the wing for Ray, won't go. Rebound down to Colin Hagan. Knights want to run again. Anthony dumps it down for Frizzell, picked off by Chris Fernandez. Chris the other way, 1-on-2, puts it up, can't finish, but a foul. And Fernandez will go to the line as the whistle looks like it'll be on Trey Anthony. 60-23 North Central with 2:51 to play in the third. The Knights dominating this matchup tonight here in Springview. Fernandez free throw is up and good. That is the first point of the second half for Chris, just 3 in the game. Ortner and Painter lead the Bulldogs with 6, and we have a timeout on the floor with 2:51 to go in the third. Tri-County Bank scoreboard, it is North Central 60, Ainsworth 24.
Grain movement and marketing. For independent grain marketing, contact Pride Grain, located on Highway 20 between Long Pine and Varsity. They have a variety of marketing tools available to meet your individual marketing plans. Visit with Brad Wilson for Pride Grain. They're proud to be a supporter of local.
Get the good stuff at Russell's Automotive, your Napa store on Main Street in Ainsworth. They carry a complete line of passenger car and light truck parts, as well as heavy-duty truck parts for the big rigs used on your farm or ranch. Russell's Automotive in Ainsworth, one call, that's all.
They support tax season with the trusted local professionals at Bank Book and more in Preview. Personal, business, and agricultural services available, and much more. Call the local Bank Book and more, 402-497-2724.
60-24 North Central making a statement here at home against their newest Niobrara Valley Conference opponent, the Ainsworth Bulldogs. Bulldogs have been playing a little better basketball in the month of January, finally getting a healthy group, their entire team, but they've been dominated in this one as Fernandez off the timeout makes his second free throw. 60-25, a 35-point lead for the Knights. Fisher step back three, and he hits another one. Kean is unconscious right now, and it's a 38-point lead for the Knights. That is 3 threes here in the quarter for Fisher. 15-footer Deuster back iron. Rucker on the glass. He has it poked away by Fisher and stolen. Kean the other way to Wyatt Fisher. Back to Kean. Throws it inside to Anthony. He turns the corner on Beret. Shot up, around the rim and in. Everything falling for North Central, and we have a running clock. 65 to 25. Rucker to Evans. Drives in on Anthony. Shot won't go. Good defense by Trey. And it's saved by Fisher on a loose ball. And then a travel on Wyatt Fisher. So a running clock here in Springview tonight, late in the third quarter. Kyle Fernandez in for the first time for Ainsworth, replacing Zane Evans. Back in come Buell, Ryer, and Brant Lazat. Bates and Raymond back in for the Knights, or for the Bulldogs. He'll replace Chris Fernandez. So 65 to 25. It's a running clock here in Springview. Ball into Kyle Fernandez, gets it to Deuster on the wing. Looking for Raymond in the right corner. Bateson drives baseline, gets shut off, needs some help, tries to bounce it to Rucker, and he travels with it, does Raymond. So Bateson with the turnover. That's 12 turnovers for the Bulldogs. The Knights dominant, 65-25. Fisher has 11 in the third quarter, 22 for the game. Carter Buell on the baseline. Nice dump down to Kean. Gets double team, steps through it, can't get the shot to go, and the rebound snared by Kyle Fernandez. Rucker brings it ahead for the Bulldogs now, and his pass stolen away by Fisher. Takes it in for the layup. A lazy wing pass from Rucker, and Fisher feasts on it. 67-25. The Bulldogs have struggled as much as they've struggled all season tonight. Raymond gets it to Deuster, 17-footer, no. Rebound tracked down by Rucker, and then he loses it off his leg and out of bounds. 67-25. Knights will have time for maybe one more shot before the end of the quarter. Fisher brings it ahead with 5. See if he even tries to release it. He's looking maybe like he wants to set it up for a deep 3. Kicks it to Ryer Lazat. 3 short at the buzzer, but a dominant effort again for North Central. They have another 20-point quarter. They put up 21 in the third to 7 for the Bulldogs. And your Tri-County Bank scoreboard with 8 minutes to go, 67-25 Knights.
At West Plains Bank, we're proud to offer the financial products and services to help you accomplish your life goals. West Plains Bank is easy and smooth, a better way to bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Yours and offers replacement parts with any brand equipment, installation training, superior service when you need it.
Located by Lindsay Dealers, Ainsworth Electric Motors, located just 1 mile east of Ainsworth on Highway 20. Call 387-1071.
Put your project in good hands with John Turner Construction, offering complete general contracting services, home renos, window installs, siding, roofing, decks, new builds, you name it. Call on John Turner Construction at 402-382-893.
This is Dave Sears, admin of the organization. The egg makers are both partners understand the risks and rewards of our knowledge. We can help you recognize the mistakes of using it.
Back here on KBRB, we'll have a running clock for the fourth quarter. Ainsworth basketball working right to left from west to east. Bulldogs entering into Zane Evans, and he is held and fouled as the Knights bring in Cohen Keller into the ball game. He's a 5'8 freshman. Also out there, Drake Johnson, 6'2 sophomore. Wyatt Fisher on the floor. Ryer Lazat and Carter Buell. So the Knights' starters' day may be over. They get it into Deuster. His shot is blocked by Drake Johnson into the hands of Fernandez, who knocks down the jumper. So the block for Drake Johnson, but Chris Fernandez scores off of it. 40-point game, 67-27. Into the right corner to Keller. He dumps it on the baseline to Buell. Kicks it out to Wyatt Fisher. Now to Drake Johnson. Out it goes to Ryer Lazat. Shot clock is off, remember, as there's a steal by Rucker inside on the pass intended for Buell. Here comes Painter the other way. Kicks it out to Rucker, now to Fernandez. Chris, baseline, shot up, won't go, but he's fouled, will go to the line. So the clock will continue to run, 67-27. North Central, 20 in the first, 26 in the second, 21 in the third. Bulldogs, 7 in the first, 11 in the second, 7 in the third. Free throws here for Chris Fernandez. He's been one of the few bright spots for the Bulldogs in this one. He misses the free throw. Chris was 6 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. Graham Deuster off the bench had a nice second quarter with 4 points, 6 rebounds. He's back in as everybody out for Ainsworth with the exception of Fernandez. So Bates and Raymond, Graham Deuster in, along with Cesar Guichard-Mingo, Kyle Fernandez, and Chris will be subbed out by Bear Ray after knocking down the free throw. And it looks like the day is over for both teams' starters now. 6 minutes to go in a running clock, 67-28. This will be a game the Bulldogs will want to quickly forget. They'll go to Sandhill Stedford, a solid team on Saturday. Drake Johnson to Ryer Lazat, takes a three, top of the key. That one won't go. Rebound, knocked around. Cohen Keller has it. Around Wyatt Fisher, open for three. That one back rim. Long rebound to Ryer Lazat. Another opportunity here for the Knights. 5.5 to play. 67-28. There's a knock away by Bates and Raymond, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights. Again, shot clock off. Bulldogs and Knights were both scheduled to play tomorrow. Both those games have been postponed to Saturday. North Central will play at Anselmo Myrna, varsity only, starting at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Buell inside, turnaround jumper, good, and the foul. Carter Buell, an and one opportunity. The Ainsworth Bulldogs were scheduled to be at Dunning tomorrow against Sandhill Stedford. Those games will now be played Saturday and will be in Thedford. And it will be JV starting at 1 on Saturday, varsity at around 2:45. Buell, the and one opportunity, doesn't go, but the rebound down to Bates and Raymond. 69-28, North Central here in Springview. Knights about to get to the 500 mark for the first time since they were 3-3 and win 4 of their last 5. Bear Ray has it poked away, loose on the ground, saved by Cesar. Gets it into the hands of Kyle Fernandez. Up top to Bear Ray. 4 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And Graham Deuster is going to be held in a tie-up. Deuster kept the ball low. Cohen Keller grabbed a hold of it. Possession arrow gives it to the Knights. This will be a game the Bulldogs will want to quickly erase from their memory. This can be a season crusher the way they have been dominated here tonight. I don't think everybody probably thought North Central was a favorite, but not maybe a 41-point favorite. Fisher, three from the left wing, won't go. Bear Ray down with the board. Here comes Kyle Fernandez. Nice wraparound pass down low to Bates and Raymond for the bucket and the foul. Great pass from Kyle Fernandez. Little wraparound pass with some spin. Got it down to Bates, and he'll go to the line for an and one with 3:15 and counting to play. A foul against Wyatt Fisher, his first. So an and one opportunity here for Bates and Raymond. One of this big class of sophomores, and Bates and banks in the free throw. In for Ainsworth comes Adolfo Rojas, a senior. He'll replace Bear Ray. Under 3 to play, 69-31. Knights, Ryer Lazat brings it up the floor. Cohen Keller, right corner. Double team, gets it out to Ryer. Back to Keller, high post to Johnson. He takes it inside, has it poked out of bounds from behind by Raymond. It will stay with the Knights. North Central won the girls' game 48-30. It's 69-31 Knights in our boys' game. West Holt girls a winner 44-16 over Boyd County. Boyd County won the boys' game 51-32. Open three, Ryer Lazat. That one won't go. Rebound down to Adolfo Rojas. Raymond fires it ahead, picked off by Ryer Lazat. Ball loose on the floor. They scramble after it, and a timeout taken by Coach Troy Graff with 2:01 to go to save the possession after the 15th Bulldog turnover. Let's take a break. Reminder, 10 o'clock late starts. All of our area schools tomorrow. Ainsworth, Rock County, Kippahaw County, Stewart, and Westholt all having 10 o'clock late starts. No morning preschool tomorrow in Stewart. The Stewart and Creighton varsity basketball games have been moved up time-wise. There'll be no boys JV. Varsity girls will start at 4 in Creighton. We'll have that matchup on FM 92 in the web, weather pending, tomorrow afternoon. And then the game we were scheduled to have tomorrow night in Dunning with Ainsworth and Sandhills Thedford has now been moved to Saturday at Thedford. North Central's game tomorrow at Anselmo Myrna has been moved to Saturday as well. Varsity only at 1 o'clock Saturday for Myrna. High post Johnson gets it out to Keller. His three-point shot is blocked, but a foul called. That'll go on Bates and Raymond, and Cohen Keller will get 3 free throws. That'll bleed quite a bit of the rest of this clock with it running at 1:40, and it'll be 3 free throws for Cohen Keller. The foul went on the Bulldogs. Looks like they called it on Mingo. As the free throw is good for Cohen Keller, and that gets a big cheer from the night student section. 70-31, North Central. Second free throw good. Keller knocks in 2, and he's got one more here as the clock's going to get closer to a minute. Have our Tri-County Bank into the game summary, Buckles Automotive post-game show as Keller makes all 3 free throws for North Central. Minute to play, 72-31. Knights on their way to 8-8. Kyle Fernandez kicks it into the corner to Cesar. He gets it out top to Adolfo. Rojas now to the hands of Bates and Raymond. Good defense by the Knights second unit. Mingo to Kyle Fernandez. He'll take a deep 3, nearly off the left side of the iron, and backboard as Wyatt Fisher down with the rebound. Final 30 seconds as Ryer Lazat will back it out. Gets it to Keller, around to Wyatt Fisher. See if the Knights just hold it here or try to shoot it. With 20 seconds, looks like Ryer just going to hold the basketball, and the Bulldogs content to just let this night come to an end. Parents' night going to go the way of the North Central Knights, 48-30 on the girls' side, and they'll win the boys' game with a running clock. 72-31 is your final. The Knights get to 8-8 on the season. Bulldogs fall to 3-13. We'll tell you more about it after this with our Tri-County Bank into the game summary and our Buckles Automotive postgame show.
Circle B Livestock of Bassett offers a complete line of livestock needs. Handling equipment. Make one stop for all your farm and ranch needs. Stop at Circle B Livestock. They are the livestock
We welcome you back here on KBRB. North Central, a 72-31 victory in a rivalry game against the Ainsworth Bulldogs. Knights took it to the Bulldogs from the opening tip, ran out to the first 11 points, led 20-7 after 1. Ainsworth was within 14 with about 3 minutes to go in the second, and the Knights closed on a 14-0 blitz to put up 26 in the second. They led 46-18 at the half. North Central got a running clock with 2 minutes to go in the third, outscoring Ainsworth 21-7 as Kean Fisher put in 13 of his game-high 24 points in the third. And then it was with a running clock, Ainsworth outscoring North Central 6-5 in the fourth. 72-31 is your final. North Central gets to the 500 mark at 8-8. First time they've been 500 since they were 3-3. And for the Bulldogs, they fall to 3-13, and they'll have to regroup before a matchup on the road Saturday against Sandhills Thedford. It is our Tri-County Bank into the game summary. If you're looking to buy a home, build a home, or refinance the home you have, the Tri-County Bank Home Mortgage Team can help get you into the home of your dreams. Go local. Because of the Tri-County Bank, they're not just your lenders, they're your neighbors. Stop by one of their branches in Stewart, Atkinson, Bassett, or O'Neill. Visit tcbhomemortgage.com. The Tri-County Bank is a member FDIC and is an equal housing lender. Well, let's take a look at our final statistics in this 72-31 North Central rout of the Ainsworth Bulldogs. Ainsworth turned it over 15 times, 12 for the Knights. North Central 7 for 10 at the free throw line. Ainsworth went 4 for 9. Bulldogs out-rebounded the Knights 28-26. Scoring-wise, Ainsworth 7 points for Chris Fernandez. That's their leading scorer tonight. Chris 3 for 4 at the free throw line. It was 6 points for Jacob Ortner, 6 for Witten Painter on 2 threes, 4 points for Graham Deuster off the bench, 3 on an and 1 in the second half for Bates and Raymond, a 3 for Bear Ray in the first half, and a bucket for Zane Evans in the first half, and that's it scoring-wise for Ainsworth. Rebounding-wise, it was 6 apiece for Graham Deuster and Jacob Ortner. It was 4 rebounds for Jackson Rucker, 4 for Witten Painter, 3 for Chris Fernandez, 1 each for Zane Evans, Bates and Raymond, Adolfo Rojas, Kyle Fernandez, and Bear Ray. Had Chris Fernandez with 4 assists, 1 assist for Zane Evans, 1 assist for Kyle Fernandez. For North Central, 24 tonight for Kean Fisher, including 6 made threes. Kean had 13 of his 24 in the third quarter to put it away for the Knights. 15 for Brant Lazat, including 3 made threes. Brant had 12 of his 15 in the first half, hit a 3 in the third quarter. From there, 8 for Colin Hagan, all in the first half, 2 for 2 at the line, 7 for Trey Anthony, including a first half 3. Blaine Frizzell had 6. Carter Buell off the bench with 4. Second half 3 for Wyatt Fisher, 3 second half free throws for Cohen Keller, and 2 first half free throws for Ryer Lazat. Rebounding for the Knights, pretty balanced, 5 apiece for Colin Hagan, Carter Buell, and Blaine Frizzell. Kean Fisher with 3 boards, Ryer Lazat with 3 rebounds, 2 for Trey Anthony, 1 each for Brant Lazat, Cohen Keller, and Wyatt Fisher. I had Colin Hagan with 4 assisted baskets. He played really well in the high post for North Central, distributing the ball, collapsing the defense, made great decisions. He had 4 assists. It was 3 assists for Kean Fisher. It was 3 assists for Trey Anthony, 2 apiece for Brant Lazat, Ryer Lazat, and Blaine Frizzell, and had the Knights with 2 blocks, 1 for Trey Anthony and 1 for Drake Johnson. That's your final statistics in this 72-31 victory for North Central over the Ainsworth Bulldogs. We're on our Buckles Automotive postgame show. The cold weather finally here. The Cavs are coming soon, so be ready with a trip to Buckles Automotive. They have a great supply of portable generators and heaters with Master and Val 6 radiant heaters with several sizes to choose from. They're fully stocked with everything you need for winter travel and have the ice melt for sidewalks. Stay safe and fired up this winter with a trip to Buckles Automotive, your Napa store on Main Street in Ainsworth. Well, we're joined up here at the top shelf at Kippahaw County High School by coach of the Bulldogs, Jake Nelson. And Jake, one you're going to want to forget about, I'm sure, pretty quickly and just say, boys, we got to move on and not let this team beat us twice.
Yeah, that's what I told the boys. Like, you just got to watch that one. We're going to watch a lot of film and see what we were doing wrong tomorrow. And other than that, just got to use that as a learning opportunity because, wow, that was bad.
Yeah, pretty disappointing as, thought the team would probably be up for this one in a rivalry matchup. But, boy, the Knights from the opening jump ran out to the first 11 and never really looked back. You kind of found your bearings a little bit in the second quarter and got some good minutes off the bench from Graham tonight. But, boy, they hit that little 14-point run to close out the half, and that was pretty well all she wrote.
Yeah, we let them get some shots early, let them kind of get the stroke going, and then they just were making everything after that.
Well, and they had a lot of runouts, transition buckets. I'm sure that'll be a kind of a focus before Saturday, is making sure that you get guys back on defense.
Yeah, you would think that with how we've given up a lot of that this year, that they would have remembered to get back, but they decided not to today.
Yeah, I understand. Not a lot you can say about this one other than, just try to wipe the slate clean, put it out of your memory, and have a good day of practice tomorrow now that you'll get a day of practice, and get ready for what'll be a solid team in Sandhills Thedford on Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to have to really turn the corner, but hopefully film does a lot of good. We need to get back to talking and rotating on defense like we did last week. We didn't do that this week, and didn't run an offense. So we got to look at those things, and I'm kind of glad that we get this extra day to prepare for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll appreciate you stopping up, and look forward to catching up with you on Saturday at Thedford.
Thank you.
Coach Jake Nelson joining us here on KBRB, following this matchup tonight here from Springview, as the North Central Knights down the Ainsworth 72-31. I did see Coach Troy Graff down on the floor, so we'll see if he makes his way up here tonight before we say good evening. While we're seeing if Coach Graff will make it up, we'll award our first class auto performances of the game. And when it comes to vehicle sales and service, you can score more with a trip to First Class Auto on Main Street in Ainsworth. Their repair shop will service all makes, and their mechanics can fix about anything they can get to fit inside the shop doors. And if you're looking to upgrade your vehicle, check out a great selection on the Main Street lot now. Have Chevys, GMCs, some Jeeps on the lot, and a bundle of previously owned vehicles to choose from, and they can do new as well in Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram products. Why travel any other way when you can upgrade and save when you go First Class? Performances of the game for the Ainsworth Bulldogs, who fall to 3-13 on the season. It'll be Chris Fernandez and Graham Deuster. Fernandez 7 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and for Deuster off the bench, a good second quarter for Graham. 4 points, 6 rebounds for Deuster. For the North Central Knights, it's going to be Kean Fisher and Colin Hagan in this one. Fisher, 24 points, including 13 in the third quarter. Kean knocked down 6 threes as his hot streak really continues. Kean playing excellent basketball, added 3 rebounds and 3 assists, and Colin Hagan really broke down the Bulldog defense from the high post, penetrating, kicking it down low, kicking it outside. Colin led the Knights with 4 assists. He had 5 rebounds, which tied a team high, and 8 points all in the first half. They'll be your performers of the game for the North Central Knights. Well, we're joined up here on the top shelf by Coach of the Knights, Troy Graff. And tell you what, Troy, you had to like the way your team was playing coming in, but I don't think anybody could have expected the absolute domination from your team, and it really just started from the opening tip.
Yeah, I wish I could bottle. I was telling Jake, I wish I could bottle that energy and confidence they played with tonight, and just pour it out every night when we play. But when the boys play with confidence and they play with pace, good things happen. They're just a bunch of athletes, and when we get them out in space and get them running, good things just happen.
Can you just print a schedule that shows you're playing Ainsworth every game and get the team all fired up?
Just blindly tell them we're playing the Bulldogs every day.
Right. Yeah, but I tell you what, defensively, you guys were active, had active hands, getting into passing lanes, really bothered them. And then, boy, offensively, you just broke down the zone, getting good looks, whether it was starting in the high post to the kickouts, whether it was off the dribble, and in transition. You guys were excellent tonight.
That's what we stressed, and it worked out. It worked out well because we played Niobrara, Tuesday night, and that's what we stressed as well. Just rebound and run, rebound and run, rebound and run. So we just kind of parlayed it into tonight. I thought that would be a strength of ours, that we could just get out and run these guys and wear them down a little bit. It worked a little better than I thought it would.
Boy, I tell you what, just so many good performances. Brant Lazat played well. Kean had an excellent game, but Blaine Frizzell from that short corner, we mentioned Colin with the way he played. I just thought he was excellent in this one from that high post.
Yeah, Colin, I told Cody the other night, he got our MVP. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to give an MVP tonight.
I think it goes to everybody tonight.
There you go.
I think you can just give it to the full team.
I agree. Just the team defense, they all deserved it. But, yeah, no, Colin, he took it to another level Tuesday when he come back off that sprained ankle. And we gave him the MVP the other night. He only scored 3 points, but he was still our MVP. And then tonight he just kind of parlayed it into he's just a dog. He's just digging at every ball and just frustrates guys. So That's fun to see. It's fun to watch these boys play when they just turn it loose and just go play ball.
Well, and the effort was just tremendous tonight, Troy. And now you just hope you can bottle that up and say, boys, look at what we can do when we play this way. And you're going to get a chance on Saturday against a solid team in Anselmo Myrna. But off the way your guys are playing, you have to like your chances to go on the road and be really competitive against a kind of a big physical Coyote team.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like our chances, knock on wood. But I think, again, we can play with pace against them and get some transition points. Obviously, we look better in transition than we do in half court. But so, yeah, we just need to keep playing fast. I think the boys are buying into it now. And if we push the pace, I like our chances Saturday.
Well, a tremendous performance tonight. Congrats on the win, and best of luck Saturday at Anselmo Myrna.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Greg.
Coach Troy Graff joining us here on KBRB, and that's going to close this one out. The Knights dominant tonight, 72-31 over the Bulldogs. North Central won the girls' game 48-30. And earlier over on FM 92, it was Boyd County winning over West Holt in the boys' game 51-32. And it was West Holt winning the girls' game over the Spartans 44-16. Reminder, 10 o'clock late starts for all of our area schools tomorrow morning. And we have games postponed that were scheduled.